We in here with my man Austen.
What's up, Trav?
Austen in 2020 quit smoking cigarettes, quit drinking alcohol, lost about 20 pounds, got a raise and promotion at work, and is producing a lot of content. You're doing a lot of things. So you had a quite a year.
Quite a year.
Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here, and we're gonna ask Austen about how he did it and how, yeah, if you're watching, you want to change your life, lose some weight, quit smoking, get a raise. Like pretty much all of us want these things. So, um, yeah, how do you do it?
Yeah, really crazy year. And I suppose it started off around this time last year in 2019, like right around New Year. I reached out to you for help. Um, I I had known that I wanted to quit smoking for a long time. I did quit for 3 months in 2019
How
from
long were
June
you
to
smoking total?
I was smoking cigarettes for 5 years, just about. I started in April 2015, so like four years and two thirds. And I did stop for about 3 months in 2019, but I went back and was smoking again, and it was sort of just this huge weight on my shoulders where I felt sick. I was coughing a lot. I lost a lot of confidence because I knew that I wanted to quit and I felt like I couldn't. Um, and I saw your email about coaching, about dream life, and I wanted that.
Yeah, so we worked together for a whole year, which is awesome. We did, I guess, since we did a call every 2 weeks, and usually more than an hour, we probably spoke for over 30 hours throughout the year, something like
Yeah.
that. So we spent quite a bit of time together. And yeah, what can you say to people who want to quit smoking? Like, was it really that hard once the New Year's happened and you made a commitment? It seemed like you got through it pretty quickly. Why was this time different?
Honestly, it was easy after I really decided that I wanted to quit. Um, I think that before we started working together, I wanted to quit in name only, in a way. And then in clarifying my reasons to quit, I truly decided that this is what is best for me right now, and this is what is going to push me into this space of transformation, into this space of growth. And those reasons, a lot of them were simple. Like I wanted to look better and feel better, and I wanted to be able to breathe without coughing and sleep without coughing. And it's like once I really decided to quit, it was easy to make a change.
So you talk about these reasons for quitting. Was there some powerful emotions behind the quitting as well?
Yeah, I had a really I felt so sad and angry that I wasn't quitting, that I was still doing this to myself, so frustrated that I couldn't stop, that I thought that I was unable to stop. And I got so much joy and confidence and peace in stopping that I'm amazed I didn't do it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so much confidence in
Mm.
in stopping, like so much powerful affirmation that, hey, I can do this. I can do what I want to create the life that is the best life for me, and really, really reaffirming and empowering emotion there.
So the negative emotions really helped you out a lot, huh? It started with the negative.
Yeah, the negative emotions for me are just, I feel like in a lot of ways they're an indicator that positive emotions are on the way. Like a negative sensation or emotion, something that I attach negativity to or feeling bad about, um, is an indicator that there's something in me blocking my full expression, or something in me that's a little bit twisted, out of order. And I think that in negative emotions are the deepest lessons. Like by following those and by reaching into those, I have really found that mm, the positive emotions are right there, sort of. It's a small transformation a lot of times, and it's just looking at those negative emotions and sort of asking, like, um, why, like, why are you happening? Like, I see you, I hear you, you're felt, and it's okay. Like, it's
If I'm
that's
mad,
what really.
maybe I'm supposed to be mad. Maybe there's
Yeah,
something I'm supposed to do about it.
exactly,
So something I
exactly.
wanted to ask you, we did an exercise, it was sort of earlier in the year, where I haven't been doing this recently. I did a lot of this in the last couple of years, but you recorded a sort of self-hypnosis guided meditation for yourself, and you listened to it before going to sleep. So how much do you think, what was your experience with that? Did that make much of a difference?
Yeah, yeah, man. I loved that hypnosis guided meditation. I was so activated by that. It like
And can you explain to the listener what you did basically?
yeah. So I for the guided meditation, I recorded myself talking to myself through to bedtime, and so sort of um, settling into a meditative state, just really feeling into my body, recognizing that I was in my bed. I tried to really place myself into that moment, um, and then just the hypnosis part of it was reinforcing the affirmations that I needed to hear, and sort of setting up, pre-scripting the place where I wanted to go. And that for me, a lot of it was connecting with my creativity. It was quitting smoking. It was rearranging my habits, and sort of coming into this space of comfort and confidence. And to do the actual recording, I would walk around. I would just act as if I was on a phone call. So set up a voice memo, start recording, walk around, read it, and I found that this really helped me get into sort of a flow. It prevented me from like feeling like, oh, I'm supposed to say this or I'm not supposed to say that, whatever, and just sort of flowing with that, and it helped me even to hear my own voice as a way to build confidence. Even just hearing the support that I was giving myself was so powerful.
Yeah, man, we live with ourselves. We gotta ultimately we need to be our own biggest supporters. We think thousands of thoughts, I don't know, hundreds of thoughts an hour, thousands maybe, or hundreds of thoughts a minute, thousands an hour. So,
Wow.
we are the only people we're gonna live our entire lives with. So we should learn to be kind and encouraging and supporting.
Mm.
Um, so, okay, any last advice for the cigarettes thing before we move on? For someone trying to quit smoking or just a sticky habit?
Yeah. I think that I think that I knew, and I think that we who have sticky habits know that it's not something that we want. It's not something that I actually wanted, and getting really clear on what do I really want helps miles to do that. I think that a lot of what helped me actually quit was replacing it with things that I truly wanted, whether it was creativity or exercise or cooking. I, I think that just asking, what is this habit really doing for me? Do I really want this? And allowing myself to hear my answer, to trust in my own truth, um, was really important. And I think that anybody has the capability to listen. Um,
Okay, thanks and congrats. And
thank
those of
you.
you listening, hopefully we get some more success stories this next year. Okay, so I guess sort of related to the cigarettes, you lost a good amount of weight, maybe 20 pounds. You look
Yeah.
stronger. What habits change? How do you feel, first of all? And then what sort of habits did you change? And then do you have any goals for 2021 around those things?
Yeah. I think that the movement and exercise and eating well, those all sort of flowed into my life easily after quitting smoking. Like I had this big hang up on, oh, my health is so bad because I quit smoking. I shouldn't bother trying to make it any better because I'm a smoker. Um, and also I had the physical hang up of that it was
Mm-hmm.
really hard to move and to breathe. If I was coughing or feeling tired, lethargic, however low energy, and once I stopped that, I reconnected to like, wow, I love walking. I want to be running. I love dancing. Um, and then I moved back to my parents' house for a couple of months when COVID really started getting restrictive, and they exercise often, and I've always sort of like detached myself from that. I'm like, oh, I that's something that they do, but that's not something that I can do even. And so then, like I had quit smoking. I was in this place of sort of like potential. Like I wanted to be doing stuff. I wanted to be moving, and they would just ask like, oh, do you want to come for me to walk the dog? Like, oh, like the gym's closed. Do you want to do a kickboxing video on Prime on the TV in the living room? And it's like, yeah, and I started going outside for an hour a day and doing a mile, 2 miles walking, or 3 miles walking, or doing cardio, and just slowly introducing that. And then when I moved back into my own apartment, it's like it already felt like, oh wow, this is something that I do now, and not only do I do it, but it's easy and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like it's like
So
it's
just a
yeah.
lot of walking, basically. You did other things, but that's
Started
the
with a
big
lot of
thing.
walking. Yeah, a lot of walking, and then slowly, as I felt better, more excited, lighter, stronger, um, I started to run a little bit, and yeah, run, dance, jump. But still, walking is the grounding activity for me. I like I would do the hypnosis, walking and talking. It's like walking really puts me into this place of perfect
Mm-hmm.
thought and clarity, and it was a real grounding activity.
Yeah. So we want to change. We got to change our identity, and our identity and actions are intertwined, right? It's like when
Yeah.
you're a smoker, like, how can I claim to be healthy? I just smoke cigarettes every day, right? It's not. But once you quit smoking cigarettes, it's like I'm someone who quit smoking cigarettes. I must care about my health, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that. Then you start walking, and then every time you walk is a vote for the identity of I'm someone who goes. I walk every day. And when your identity is I walk every day, I'm healthy, then it makes it easier to continue doing the action. So you get this positive
Mm,
feedback loop. That's why it doesn't. I mean, it didn't seem hard, right? Like the beginning
exactly.
was hard. Yeah, it becomes easy because you have this feedback loop. You just tend to keep going in the direction you're going. So the hard part's changing the course. Once you change the course, and it's everything, right? So let's move
Yeah.
to you basically promoted yourself at work, and then
Yeah.
you took more responsibility, and from there asked for a raise, and you got a pretty decent raise. So how does that feel, and how is that related to the other things, and what key lessons did you learn from that experience?
Yeah. With work, when I was feeling down about my choices and my habits, I was also feeling down about work. I felt unmotivated. I felt like it wasn't totally in line with what I actually wanted. And when I started getting in tune with my health and my energy and my vitality and my creativity, all of that showed up at work as well. And I started to produce works that were more creative and that were sharper and faster and more valuable, to my employer. And I showed that initiative. I felt more confident in expressing these gifts that I had, and from there, I also was able to ask for a raise. I recognized the difference in my current value compared to the value when I started, and made that clear. And you and I did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work through that, with touching on sort of how to recognize that value, how to express that desire and that change in value, and
Mm-hmm.
step towards that. And so that was good.
Yeah, I also got a raise this year, and for both of us. And I think the important lesson, because everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people want more money, and a lot of people want more money for good reason. It's expensive to live in New York, right? And
Yeah.
then, for any of us to think to the future's more exciting when it's like maybe I'm own a house one day, maybe I'll, have some options. So I think the key lesson is that you don't ask for money before you earn the money. You earn the money first, right? You raise your impact first. You take more responsibility first. You get promoted or promote yourself first, and then you can. It may take a conversation, but you can just trust that the money is going to come. Now, it can work in other ways. You can get headhunted or picked out for a position, but usually if you're overperforming in your previous position. So, and that's if you have a job, which for many of you, but it's also obviously true of business. You have to, especially when you're starting out, you have to get curious about what other people want and how you can be of service and be helpful and useful. So, um, yeah. Let's see what else. So another thing that happened for you this year, when we first talked, your living situation, you didn't even feel comfortable to go out and cook in your apartment.
Yeah.
And then now you live with a roommate you've been friends with for years, and eating a lot healthier, having a much better social time. So, what did you do basically, and why did it make such a difference?
Yeah. I So for about a year and a half, I was living with strangers who I didn't really connect with. I felt awkward in my own house. I felt like I didn't have permission to use my own space. That kept me trapped in my room. It made me feel like smoking was like the only way that I could get outside, or all of these things were based in that discomfort. And then in August, I moved in with a friend of mine from college, and we cook every day pretty much. We eat every dinner together at least. It's like there's so much freedom that comes from that, feeling comfortable in your own space. Um, we found a great apartment, and I'm we're in a better location. It's activating. It's exciting, and yeah, I really love. I think that I think that coming home for 4 months as well during like lockdown restrictions really helped me decide what I really wanted. And, like it's like wow, I do want this home life where I feel comfortable and I feel connected and I feel safe and loved and I feel good in sharing that presence, whether it be with my family or with my friends. It's so important to have a living and eating space and sleeping where you like the people who are around you.
Can you also comment on location? Because now you live, or before you're, well, now you live a couple blocks from Central Park. That makes it
Yeah,
easy to go out and just walk around all day. So how much is just, and also when you're living with your parents, there's a lot of trails and stuff like that. So how much
yeah.
have you noticed just location mattering for your lifestyle?
It's so important. I think that having that having something in nature that is exciting to be in, whether it's beautiful or it's interesting, is a great motivator for getting outside and into it. At my parents' house, there are trails through the woods nearby that are fun every day, and we have a dog as well, which is a great way to get outside and a good like connection to nature. Um, and then in New York, being so close to a park makes it feel a lot less artificial, sort of. Where I'll get into a space sometimes where I'm like, oh wow, like I'm inside all day, like everything is concrete. But then I can go to the park and I'm like, wow, that's a beautiful tree, or wow, I'm so glad to see this water right now. And it's like it's such a grounding space, and to be able to get there in less than 5 minutes is so important to me as well. It makes it so much easier. I have no excuse to not go outside.
If it
Basically,
was a
like
30-minute walk, would you go every day just to get
no,
there?
never.
Yeah.
And it's the 5 minute connection is super powerful for that.
Yeah, location matters. So one other thing that you did this year, for the first time, you set aside some money for yourself in the future. Not a huge amount of money, but you started. You got your toes in the water, just investing some money for the future.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that? Does that make you more excited about the future, or change the way that you think about managing your money?
yeah, it makes me really excited. I've set aside some money investing in Bitcoin, specifically, and it's like it makes me excited to feel like the money won't just disappear, which it has felt like sometimes. I I think that recently in the past couple of months as well, I've been sort of revising my understanding of what money is and how I want to relate to it. And I'm really sort of gearing up to this space of business and hoping to use money in a way that amplifies my presence, where I'm really in tune with investing in myself through courses and through coaching and through the right opportunities, through great food, high quality of living, and putting a lot of money into that, and the also having the security of okay, I can do this now, and because of the way that I'm moving my money, I'll be able to do this in the future, and to know that I'll be able to feel like I am safe in my resources going forwards is really it's also a really liberating sort of sensation where it's like, oh wow, like I I I will be okay. Like I can go through some hardships and come out okay. And it's like um, it's a really powerful place to be. And I like even with just a little bit invested, like I feel more confident and safe in spending my money on me as well. Like in paying more than what I thought that I would be able to for a course or for a coach. And it's like, okay, here is like it's worth investing in myself. And I think that having some sense of safety with money really activated that in me.
Yeah, man. And tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 24 years old.
Yeah, it's good. It's an early start. It's good.
Yeah.
Plans for 2021 any goals, or it's sort of hard to predict because the world is in chaos, but
It's a little hard to predict.
yeah,
Yeah.
any intentions, or what would you not want to happen and so on.
Well, one thing that I've been really called into is that I want to draw every day of 2021. I think that creativity is a really great grounding source for me, and so I currently am writing every day, and I want to introduce drawing every day. Um, I also I want to keep up my habits of exercising. Um, who knows? Maybe there's a 5K in my future. Um, I'd be really happy to get a little bit of distance running under my belt. I think it's really exciting. I want to be dancing and to be connecting with my friends, uh, ideally in person, hopefully
Mm-hmm.
in person. And I am one of my goals, which I think will come to fruition in the beginning of the year, in the first 3 months or so, is launching a business, and sort of developing myself as a person of expertise and making offers and connecting to an audience and to clients and to be really excited by that space of business as
So,
well.
so to go back to 2020 for a moment, I
Yeah,
forgot to mention this one. So at the start of 2020, you weren't super comfortable posting on social media,
yeah.
but how many straight days have you posted now?
Today I think was day 128.
So what's
Uh,
the intention behind that, and what have you noticed from that, or where do you hope that goes?
yeah, my I what one thing that became clear to me during a lot of our calls earlier in the year was that like I really wanted to be creative, and I sort of just didn't have any follow through. Um, I had a lot of holdups about, oh, it has to be perfect, or it has to be so good, it has to be like my ideal project. Um, and I also at the same time was like I was so afraid of sharing, and so afraid of showing my work and my creativity, and sort of like against like, oh, like I don't want to use social media. Like I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to be present on social media. And then one day, I was like, wow, I really have this thought that I want to share, and I have nowhere to share it. And I sort of sat down and I was like, okay, I want to do a little bit of a rebrand of my social media, um, rebrand of my Instagram. And so I made a new page, um, and I said, okay, what if I posted every single day, and no matter what it was, and no matter who was looking, no matter how many people were looking, just make a post every day with an image and a couple of sentences or paragraphs. And from there, I was just sort of ultimately activated in my creativity. It's like it became such an easy way to get
Oh
over all
God.
of my blocks. What happened?
Sorry, I was just trying to pull up like a notepad to take a note, and it took over the whole screen. But okay, got my note.
Cool.
Okay, where do you want it to go? Because you're coming back to like business, talking 2021. You're the social media. You're building an audience, right? You're building
Yeah.
connection, followers, and so on. So, where do you see it going?
I want to I want to assist people in the way that I've been assisted. I want to help activate people's creativity through daily habit practice. I want to show people that yes, there is more to life, and it's available to you now. That through creativity, you can step into your true power. And I want to share that, and I want to be paid to do that. And I want to continue to step into my presence as a creator and an artist. And I want, yeah, I want to connect and share that, and receive and give money and time and creative works and um, thought and connection. And I think that that's uh, that's sort of where it's going.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I'm grateful for your example.
So we worked together the whole year. 2021 is going to be a little different for me. I'm planning on scaling back my coaching a bit. There was 1 month where I had like 12 clients, and it was just too
Well,
much. But I would like to, the year's ending, the year's starting. I would like to work with like 1 to 3 people, and I still have some other clients, but a couple people, even if it's just one person, like you're the only one who lasted through the whole year, and that's
yeah,
fine. If it's only one person who's listening, who is thinking about hiring a coach, doesn't know if it's worth it, what would you say to them?
it's the why not change now? I I think that the time is always the best time um, to make that change. It's like really, you know what it is you need, and it's right there. And sort of just taking that step, trusting that this step is the right step, um, is a super activating, super powerful place to be in. And that trust, that activation, is is the biggest catalyst for change that you'll ever ever go through. I think that this this sort of one-on-one work, this sort of presence, is really the best the best catalyst for reinvention and transformation, and to really come into to who you want to be, and who you already are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's in you to change already, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, one other consideration people have is money. Obviously, there's a cost. But part of my goal, if I work for anyone for very much time, is to help you get more money. So, I mean, in your case, it'll be paid back.
Yeah. Yeah. The concern is money, but I think that in spending it, you show that you're also ready to receive it. Like, I think that the money comes when you're ready, and spending it is part of being ready to receive it, and showing that, like, it's such a powerful indicator that you're going to show up, um, if you spend some money.
It's a
Like,
commitment, right? You can't bail. You're not going to bail
totally.
when you paid money.
I think that's one of the things. Like, maybe in January of 2020, I I would have started smoking again. Um, but one of the things was like, no, I'm paying for this coaching. I'm paying for this accountability. I need this, and I'm paying for it, and I can't waste it. Um, and that really kept me grounded, kept me going, and that really helped.
Yeah, everybody wants something for free, but change is, yeah, something about, even if it's a small amount, but just paying says you're more serious about things. Um,
Yeah.
okay, well, um, is there anything you want to ask me while we're here?
Yeah. I've been thinking a little more about this space of sort of coaching and mentorship, and like life mastery, and coming into yourself. Um, what really excites you about coaching and about working with clients in this way? Like, what really motivates or excites you or inspires you about this sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever really asked me that question like that, but man, it's just so exciting seeing people transform. It's so cool. It's so cool to look back on. Um, Seeing people, someone come from a dark place, come out of a dark place. I mean, I help a different couple types of people. I help people who are already sort of successful get more successful. It's awesome helping someone reach their peak, but I
Mm,
also work with people who sometimes they don't have a lot going, and everybody else has given up on them. And for me to be like the last person that believes in them is
mm,
and seeing them able to get out, it's amazing.
mm.
So yeah, it's really rewarding. I mean, I'm busy and I don't really need the money, although I wouldn't do it for free, but I still do it. I'll still schedule the call. Um, it's rewarding. Yeah, I mean, I guess the big picture thing is just this belief that most all of us are living way under our potential,
Yeah.
and just to challenge ourselves to do a bit better. We're here for a reason. We're not here to be mediocre. It's
Mm,
sad to me to look around and see the mediocrity of people. And I want to help people, but the first rule of coaching is you only coach people who ask you to coach them. I can't help.
I love that.
You can't, no one really likes unsolicited advice that they didn't pay for, right? So, I wish I could help more people, but when people ask to be coached and you can actually help them, it's a really cool experience.
Yeah, that's super cool. It's so exciting. Like it's such a. I think it's really touching. Like it's really like right there with being a human. Like it's like really
Yeah, it's a
it's
cool
nice.
experience. I recommend it, whether you work with me or someone else, or whether you're a coach or a coachee. It's a cool experience.
Cool. Um, yeah, I would just like to repeat that I'm super grateful for our time together, and I feel like my life is on a better course because of this year, because of this work. And I feel like I'm 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 pointing in the direction that I need to go in, and yeah, I'm super grateful for your help and your presence through that. I think that it's I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, man. Even if we're not working together in the same capacity, I'll definitely be following and stay in touch. Look forward to seeing what you do. And okay, for people who are watching and want to follow you or see your progress, see your work, what's the best way they can follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at 10 mile gaze. That is the number 10, 10, MILEGAZE on Instagram, or Austin Wigglesworth on Facebook. I have a matching set of posts there. Yeah, Instagram 10 mile gaze. That's it.
It's loading. 100 posts, 99 followers. Humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings. Yeah, now like 128 posts, a couple more followers, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
really
okay. It didn't load because I was in airplane mode, so it was on the last.
yeah, it's really a good way to express. I think that it's so important to get in touch with your creativity a little bit.
Okay. Any last words to our listeners here?
Um, I I am excited for you. I believe in you. I I look up to you just for listening and thinking of change is such a powerful thing to do. And I think that uh, I know that you have it in you to make the life that you want. Um, it's there. We all have it. It's all love, man. It's all good. It's right there.
Awesome. Okay, much love. Make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Go share this with
Smash it.
someone who needs to quit smoking or change their life. Much love.